Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Wanted to get on here today with my latest Drugstore Does It Better. This is volume 6. This is our 6th one of these, but it has been forever since I've done one of these. I think almost a year. So the first thing I want to say is these are not all of my favorite drugstore. These are my latest drugstores that I've picked up since my last one of these videos. So I'm going to link that entire playlist down below or put a card or something. And also before I start, I have a full face of this stuff on. This is a full face of drugstore, all of these products, and I loved using them. I always do. So I'm going to jump right into this, and I'm going to start with, let's start with eyeshadow palettes. I have two brands of drugstore. Well, I don't get them at a regular drugstore, but they're inexpensive. So same difference. You can get these online. The first one I'll talk about is the Alter Ego. And I picked up the Goddess, and I like it, but my favorite is this Daydream. That's a knockoff of the Huda Nude. And I haven't tried the Huda Nude, but I have tried other Hudas. And I would say I like these just as well. These go on nice and pigmented. They blend out really well. There's not a lot of fallout. And I love these colors. Just beautiful nudes. I can get warm looks with these. I can get cool looks with these. And they're beautiful. Just a real nice pigment and a joy to use. I'll tell you, I was going to record this yesterday, and this was the one I used. And so I'll put a picture right here of myself in this. And I love it. It's beautiful. Okay, my next brand is ColourPop. And I have 4 of these. I have the Yes Please. Y'all, I cleaned this one out and just recently bought it back. I love it. I love this. This is I can get complete looks with this. From brow bone to darkest crease to accent colors, this palette is great. Then I also picked up the Going Coconuts, and this is a cool palette, I believe. Well, you can get some warm looks or some cool looks with this. This is beautiful, and this shade right here gives an amazing spotlight over here in the corner or on your lid. It is highly pigmented. I mean, it is a shocking contrast right there. Very pigmented. I always get a lot of great looks with this. It's just a great neutral palette. So if you need a great neutral palette, this is that. Okay, then I also recently picked up the Sweet Talk, and I love this one too. This was the one I used today, so I have mostly this on. And then I just richened up that outer V with a little bit of this Yes Please. This is a beautiful palette though. And again, this is a full look from brow bone, crease, accent colors, and the shimmers are beautiful in it. Look at that. Those are just great. And then my latest ColourPop acquisition is this Blush Crush. And this is beautiful too. I would say with ColourPop, look at that. That is a beautiful spring palette. This is very reminiscent of the Huda Nude Minis that are so pretty. For spring, these are just beautiful pink, sweet colors. And that's them. I would say with either one of these brands, just pick with the ColourPop or the Alter Ego. Just pick the colors you like, and you really cannot go wrong with the formulations of these. They stand up to my high ends. You know, they sit right behind them, not behind them, beside them, and compete. They are great, all of them. Okay, next, I picked up a couple of bronzers I am passionate about. The first one I'll talk about is the L'Oreal Bronze Please. I used this all last month, testing it out for favorites, and it is a favorite. This is a warm bronzer. It goes on, you know, nice and subtle, but builds up real good. It doesn't look patchy. It goes on very smooth, just as good as anything high-end I have. This is a beautiful golden shade. Just looks like you've spent a week in the sun, and it's already turned to a nice golden tan. This is beautiful, very natural. And then the next one is this NYX matte bronzer. I had a NYX bronzer in the past in a medium that was too dark, but I liked the formula, so I picked it up in the fair. Yeah, this is the light. I have it on today, and I really like it a lot. It's that one. So yeah, you can see, hold on, I'll put these side by side. These are very similar. I'm gonna put the NYX on one finger and the L'Oreal on the other. Okay, this is the NYX. So the NYX is a little bit, maybe more to the neutral. This is the L'Oreal. It's a little more golden. So these are both just really, really nice bronzers from the drugstore, and I enjoy them both. Okay, next I picked up a couple of highlighters, and the first one is this Flower Shimmer and Strobe. And let me tell you, this does have some shimmer. This is, you can see it from outer space, a highlighter. It is very pigmented. And this has a champagne, more of a pink undertone, and this one has more of a gold undertone. The one I have on today is the champagne. I always choose a champagne. Okay, I will tell y'all, I have to put this on either with a very loose brush that's very light. I was going around very light. These go on so pigmented. I put these on with my finger. And the one I have on is this one, so I'll show you. I put this on, it's what I have on, but I put it, look at that. I put that on with my finger. That is barely touching, y'all. I barely touched my finger into that pan. Okay, and then it goes on very pigmented. And then I never walk around with that much highlighter on. So I bounce it out with my beauty blender, and it is beautiful. If you like a real, you know, kind of a blinding, good highlighter that you can really see, you will love these. These also would be beautiful for the lid or the inner corner. I love that. And then I picked up another one that is more subtle. Just recently, I picked up these Milani highlighters. My favorite is Dolce Perla because it's that champagne. I'll show them both to you. These were my favorites this month. I love them a lot. This one's the one I use more than any, but I'll swatch them both. Okay, this is the Dolce Perla. Beautiful. It's that champagne that I'm so crazy about, and then that is the Champagne Dioro. And it's beautiful too. It's, you know, more of a gold. I'll put a little bit over here. So you can see this one goes on much more subtle than the flower. And you can build it up, you know, to as blinding as you want it. But I still bounce that out with a beauty blender because I just like a lit from within glow. That goes on so smooth, y'all. Very easy to blend out. Gives you a beautiful everyday glow. And I really love that. Okay, my next highlighter is by ColourPop, and it is Flexitarian. Heard about this on Samantha March, and then Ms. Melissa, Ellis for Living. A bunch of y'all said that is one of my favorites. So I should have already picked it up a long time ago, but this is beautiful. This is very soft, and then beautiful, but doesn't go on scary. I dare not put any more highlighter on. Hold on, I'll put it on my hand so y'all can see how it goes on. I'm not a great swatcher, but okay, it's that. Oh, that's not a bad swatch. Yeah, that is beautiful. I either put that on with a loose brush and get a beautiful lit from within glow, or a little bit denser of a brush and really get some highlight going. So love this ColourPop Flexitarian. I think it was $6 or $8. Beautiful. Okay, next I picked up a primer that I really love, and that is this e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer. And this is a blurring primer, and I feel like it is a tiny bit moisturizing, a tiny bit. It just has that real nice slip. It blurs very nicely. Yeah, it's just, you can tell. That made my hand so attractive. I love it. It makes my face feel great. Kind of gives it a velvety slip and a real nice blur. This is lovely. If you like a blurring primer, this e.l.f. is probably as good as pretty much anything I've tried. I love it. Okay, I picked up another primer, and this is an eye primer, the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer. I love this. This definitely makes eyeshadow last longer. I love how easy this applies. I put it on with a Real Techniques little blending brush and just swirl it around in there, and it corrects pigment on my eyes. Goes on real easy. I tested this for a month, and it did make my eyeshadows wear better. I love the way it goes on, corrects pigment on the eyes, and I really love this e.l.f. Putty Primer. Okay, next I picked up another drugstore primer, and that is the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. Y'all, this gives the prettiest luminosity and radiance to the skin, which kind of blurs things out. It just makes you glow beautifully. I would say this gives you a glow about like the Becca backlight, maybe a little bit more. Just gives you the most beautiful luminosity on the cheeks. Lately, what I've been doing is I put this on my cheeks all across the high points of my face. And then through my T-zone in kind of the, like my forehead and stuff, I'll do a mattifying primer of some kind or a blurring primer. So I've been using 2 primers a day and I love them. It makes my skin beautiful before I even put my foundation on it. I love it so much. This one and then both of the e.l.f.'s, I would say these are all worth a shot. They are beautiful and I love them all. Okay, next, a foundation that I am passionate about. And if you're on my Instagram, you know this because I talked about it ad nauseum a couple months ago, and that is the Flower Light Illusion. I have it on today. Okay, y'all, this is luminous. This is very luminous. What I like to do with this is put just a normal primer. I would not wear the Glotion under this, but I do have on the e.l.f. under this, just a nice blurring primer. And then I put this on with a beauty blender. I put 2 pumps on both sides of my face and blend it out with a beauty blender. It just gives me the most beautiful glow. If I was going to compare this to something high-end, I would probably compare it to the Guerlain L'Essentiel, except this has a much better cover. This has the same amount of glow this does, but this has a better cover. And it's in this nice glass bottle, and it's got a pump, so there's really not a downfall with this. This really is one of my absolute tops between high-end drugstore and everything. It is beautiful. Okay, and then I should have shown this next one while I was showing my highlighters. This is a highlighter brush, and it's from Wet n Wild, and I love it. It kind of reminds me of my Anastasia highlighter brush. Now, it's not as dense, but you can see why I make that comparison. They're shaped the same. The bristles are about the same length. The Anastasia is denser. This one's a little bit looser. Yeah, this one's a little bit looser, so you're going to pick up a little bit less highlighter with it, which sometimes that's really good. So I'm going to, while I have this Milani out, we'll put a little bit, you know, on the rest of my face, on my nose and Cupid's bow, and I'll show y'all how this works. Yeah, I really love this highlighter brush. And of course, you know, it's Wet n Wild, under 5 or 6. And how cute is that with that rose gold handle? And that is just a lovely brush. It is excellent for highlighter. I mean, you could also use it for, you know, anything you want to use it for. But this is just a really, really nice brush to have around, and I'm loving it. Okay, next, a setting spray. I have a new dewy setting spray, and that is this L'Oreal Shake and Glow Dew Mist. What I use this for, shake it up, because you can see the oil sitting on, well, I already shook it, but you can see the oil sitting on top. I shake it up, spray my beauty blender, and then I blend out my concealer with it. I rarely need to use this on my cheeks, but if you are dry, a dewy setting spray, you would probably love it because these just add a little bit of extra moisture, which I really don't need all over my face, but under my eyes, especially when I'm using something like that Hourglass that is a little bit drier on me and dries up through the day, this stops that. A dewy setting spray is a must. This is an essential for me now, and I love it. Okay, and I think I'm going to stop right there and do a part 2 of this video because I don't want this to be too long. So I'll go ahead and do a Drugstore Does It Better Volume 7 right after this one because I just have so many products. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Y'all definitely down below put your favorite drugstore products because I would be thrilled to pick that up and live it with you. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Leave comments and questions down below, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all have a good day. Bye.